What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Zach here. Hope everybody's enjoying their Thursday. It was actually quite gorgeous today in the state of Indiana. It was a very nice 48 degrees, and that, of course, after getting out of a 10-degree high 4 days in a row type of weather, felt pretty good. So I extremely enjoyed that. Well, as always, we'll wait a minute here. We'll let people gather in. Let people ask some quick questions in the chat, and then we'll actually get started into the actual live stream and forecasting. I heard that the storm is moving on. I'm not sure what that means. Moving on from what? But we'll get into the entire forecast. Actually, matter of fact, we're probably going to start on this screen first, because this is our winter storm warnings screen, and that's probably the screen we should talk about. Why am I not logged in? Log in. Come on now. What's that gray mean? Dense fog. Wow, okay. So we'll kind of let everybody gather in here real quick, and then we'll go ahead and get started. A lot of people chatting in the Discord chat today. That's awesome. Hope everybody's enjoying their day so far. I'm going to kind of look at the Discord chat here and see what I'm missing. 1 a.m. Right on, man. All right. So we'll go ahead and get started here. Of course, if it's your first time here, welcome to the channel. My name is Zach Walters. You are tuning in for an update. This would be our third forecast discussion update for the upcoming winter storm system that is expected to start right now. Just about right below me here on the screen, you can see a radar in motion there. Hopefully the chat isn't covering it up, but that's kind of like what's happening right now going into South Dakota. So we'll get into what that means here in 1 second. But let's go ahead and start. Again, I do this every time. I forgot to get my pen up. Where's that? There it is. Okay, so right here in the pinks, in the pink color, that is our current winter storm warning that is in effect, ranging from North Dakota all the way down into Iowa. Actually, it looks like it dips into one county in Illinois and then 2 counties in northeast Missouri. The purples indicate winter weather advisories, right? So what happens is when the National Weather Service starts looking at potential heavy snowfall, first thing they do is they start issuing winter storm watches, right? That's usually the first thing. And then they go and start issuing winter storm warnings. And then where maybe the winter storm watches weren't covering, but there's still snow potential, that's when you get those winter weather advisories, right? So what they're expecting in here is probably still 3 to 5 inches, and we'll get into that here in a second as well. And then you have your heaviest corridor here in pink, where they're expecting those heavy snowfall amounts. So here's a little forecast map that I drew up earlier. It's kind of makes it a little bit easier to read, especially if you're in the Midwest and you're not sure. National Weather Service has posted a lot of these pictures as well today. This is pretty much exactly what the National Weather Service said. I'm just kind of breaking it down a little bit easier to see. So this is snowfall totals for Thursday and Friday, right? So starting today, going through all day tomorrow, isolated higher amounts possible, okay? So what this means right here, isolated higher amounts possible, that means in some regions you could get heavier snow bands that push over this 7 to 10 mark, right? And maybe puts down more of a foot of snow, 12 to 15 inches maybe. I saw a couple of areas in NWS, Des Moines, we're talking right through here, putting about a foot of snow on the ground, potentially. So that's why there's an isolated higher amounts possible wording in this forecast. But pretty much it's almost the exact same from yesterday. Actually, I would say it probably is just about the exact same from yesterday when I posted something. You can see up here at the Canadian border, this is where it's starting right now, okay? north of, well, actually, I would say probably right on top of Devil's Lake, North Dakota now. The snow's starting to come down. This will trend southeast. This will include areas like Fargo. It'll continue south towards Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and eventually hit Des Moines by tomorrow. Anywhere in this blue area, it's indicated down here, 5 to 8 inches, and then anywhere in the light blue is 3 to 5. So that's where you have your winter weather advisories. Actually, I think you probably have winter storm warnings maybe extending a little bit like this. So I might have needed to come down a little bit, but nonetheless, it's going to be a lot of snow in this region, and it should be taken serious because this is going to create pretty significant traffic hazards. Be pretty hard to drive. But let's get to here. Let's take a look at what the euro is telling us, right? So this is 9 o'clock tonight. Okay. So this is literally about an hour from now. Okay. So pretty accurate. This is exactly, if you look at that radar screen that's below me, that's what's happening right now, or as of about 15 minutes ago. And all this snow is going to start pushing down from Canada, right? Like the Regina, Saskatchewan region there in Canada. It's going to start pushing into North Dakota here in just a few hours. I think it already is snowing in North Dakota, indicated by that screen in front of you. Okay, as the system goes through the night and the temperatures drop significantly well after sundown, you're going into about 3 a.m. here. Now look at the wide region here by 3 o'clock in the morning tomorrow morning, right? Pretty wide. Now you have snow dipping all the way down potentially into Iowa, probably just flurries down here. Your heaviest snow falling back here in the Dakotas. Hasn't quite reached the Midwest just yet, and they're pretty used to the heavy snow up there. Going into 9 a.m., so tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., school starting about this time. Now you're seeing a wider region, and this has been pretty accurate, pretty consistent on the forecast. The last few days, there hasn't been much of a change. Here's your heaviest region. You can indicate it by the dark blue colors, according to the European model. This is now pushing into Iowa, southwest Minnesota, where those winter storm warnings do exist. That's 9 a.m. tomorrow. Okay, now we go into 3 o'clock p.m. tomorrow. Again, heavy snow falling right down across portions of southwest Minnesota, northwest Iowa. It's a consistent basis, right? 6 hours now straight of heavy snowfall. We'll have to switch regions here. Okay, so here we are at 6 p.m. Okay, this is 6 o'clock p.m. Across the Ohio Valley region now. So 6 o'clock p.m., you still got heavy snow, mixed precipitation falling back across portions of mostly of all of Iowa, now dipping into parts of Missouri here on Southern Path. So areas like, this winter storm warning, keep in mind, does go down to about right here. So anywhere in this region as well. Actually, I think it only dips like right through here, doesn't it? But either way, winter storm warnings extend down into Missouri. So any of this snowfall in here could be really heavy, 7 to 10 inches is what is forecasted. Okay, let's go to midnight. So midnight tomorrow. Now we're going into Saturday morning. Keep in mind, right? So this is Saturday morning at midnight. There's your heavy snow dipping into. There are winter storm watches currently out across northern Missouri. I expect those to probably go to a winter storm warning, just simply based on consistency of models. By 6 a.m., still have heavy snow and mixed precipitation falling across much of central Missouri. Still pushing south towards Arkansas. Probably still having winter storm warnings in there. I would just guessing at this point. And by noon, now you're starting to see a little bit of a weakening phase. Okay, by noon, it's shrunk up. It's not as wide as it was, because back when it was in like the upper Midwest, it was it was huge. It was very wide, and it was taking up a few states. Now, as it pushes south towards that 1006 millibar low, it's starting to break up a little bit. I think it's getting mixed in with a little bit warmer air, which was expected. But watch what it does, right? This has been consistent. Again, right here, 6 o'clock p.m., right about sundown. mixed precipitation, not a lot of snow falling on the back end, but lots of rain. That will change. Let's go ahead to go to midnight. Okay, now we're going into Sunday morning. This has been the expectation for a while now. The storm's going to come south like this, and then it just takes a sharp right turn. That's exactly what it's doing here. Some models have it taking a right turn a little bit further north. I think like her as well as the NAM have it turning up here in southern Illinois, where now it had the prediction of dumping a lot of snow, but the consistency level has been Euro. Right, that's what the National Weather Service is definitely going off. If you've pulled any of the winter storm warnings or anything, they've definitely been bumping the Euro more than anything, as well as ice potential. There are winter storm watches across the Carolinas now for ice as well as snowfall. But it comes down, it takes a sharp right turn, right? This, no turn signal or anything. How dare it? And now it's dropping a lot of snow and mixed precipitation across even portions of northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, all the way back into Arkansas, Memphis, Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, all the way across the Volunteer State. Let's go up to 6 a.m. Now look at it. By 6 a.m., you have a massive intensification of snowfall wrapped all the way around here. And these orange and reds here is freezing rain. So that's what's happening there. So you have a lot of freezing rain coming down. We know there are winter storm watches. The National Weather Service has put out information for freezing rain potential there in South Carolina as well as North Carolina. We'll take a look at that here in a second. Here's your 1001 low pressure system hovering over the Alabama-Georgia state line there, probably just north of Columbus, Georgia. But look at the map. I mean, it's still coming down really well, even back west after 6 hours. So areas like Memphis, Nashville, northern Mississippi. Look how far south it goes into Mississippi, almost to Louisiana. Quite impressive. Let's go up another 6 hours, and then we'll switch over to the Mid-Atlantic so we can see it better now. All right, so by noon on Sunday, okay? So by noon on Sunday, you still have freezing rain doing pretty good here, and then a massive region of heavy snowfall. We know that they are calling for 12 to 18 inches. Some National Weather Service offices are calling for 12 to 18 inches in this snow band closer to the low. Massive amounts of snow. This will be stay in your house for a couple of days type of snow event. This will eventually trek to the northeast, which will follow it here. But I want you to watch one thing here. Now you have that low pressure system, 1001 millibars off the coast of South Carolina. Will it continue like this, or will it make that upward turn? That's the question, right? For the most part, most models have it pretty consistent of coming across Alabama like this and eventually making a turn towards the north. That's been rather consistent, so that's good. But the question is will it make that turn to the north, or will it make a coastal run? Hint, I've already seen it, so I already know what it does. I know a lot of people in the chat have also seen it. Let's go another 6 hours to 6 o'clock p.m. There's your 998. So look what it did, right? 998, it was back here. So instead of shooting out this way so far, it's taken that turn to the north rather than making that run to the coast. Now, it's never too late, right? It could come up here and then start to go like this and make a whole different scenario here for the Northeast, especially areas like Pennsylvania, Washington, Philly. I know Philly's in Pennsylvania, but you know what I mean. New York City, areas like that. But your 998 millibar low pressure system currently sits over North Carolina. Again, just a massive amount of snow, especially closer to the low. So right in here, right now, this will eventually kind of move up this direction. But just a lot of snow coming down. Maryland, West Virginia, Washington, D.C., you're probably getting it pretty good at this point, indicated by the little square there. Now it's approaching Baltimore as well. Philadelphia getting close to getting hit at this point. Probably already seeing flurries by 6 o'clock on Sunday. By midnight, actually, let's switch to the northeast first. By midnight, Monday morning, so Sunday night, going into Monday morning. So instead of that low, there's your low, just due north of Washington, D.C., instead of it taking a turn and going out this way, now you can tell it's kind of doing one of these runs, okay? So we call that an inland run, not a coastal run. We'll watch the trend still, but I think people can correct me in the chats, but I'm pretty sure this is at least the third forecast in a row that it's had an inland run. At one point, I think it was doing a coastal run, but I don't. That quickly changed after one model, and I think this is certainly changed now. So here's your 989 low pressure, which is a little bit higher than previous runs, which is okay. Making that run towards the inland of the Northeast. Lots of rain coming down across South Jersey. Again, these regions here across like South Jersey and Delaware and Long Island, they'll probably see some snow at first. That's probably what will happen. They'll see lots of snow at first, and then it'll make a turn to rain. And that's, obviously not ideal if you want accumulating snowfall. But here again, heavier bands of snow probably coming down across areas like State College, Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, all the way up to New Albany. Probably a lot of lake effect happening here. I think the Buffalo Bills are playing at home, if I'm not mistaken, on Sunday. So I think they're just barely going to miss this snow event. But Erie, Pennsylvania, Buffalo, New York, probably all the way back to like Sandusky, Ohio as well, with those heavier snow, lake effect snow events. We'll go to the end of this 18Z run, which is 6 a.m. on Monday. Luckily, it's a holiday. School is not in session. Here's your 985 low pressure system. Again, not making a coastal run. It would have been all the way out here by now. Definitely staying inland, but that doesn't mean that there's not going to be a lot of snow, obviously, right? Anywhere in this region, you're going to get just piles and piles of snow. Anywhere I would include, I think, areas like Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, State College, Albany, New York. I don't think it really matters where this low pressure is going to go. I think you guys get hit with lots of snow no matter what. We'll get into GFS here in a second. I think no matter what, you guys get impacted by a lot of snow if this European model plays out. This, again, keep in mind, this is just one forecast model. We still have a couple others to look at. But the European has the low pressure system staying as an inland. It doesn't have it as a coastal. We'll see what other forecast models say. Which ones are going to be more accurate? Which ones can we trust more? That's the question. So let's just take a look at an overall 10-to-1 ratio. Just, again, ignoring the numbers for now, okay? None of these snowfall totals matter yet because, again, this is happening Monday morning, Sunday night, Monday morning. It's only Thursday. So we have a lot that could change in here. Anything could change. But you're seeing, again, for like the third or fourth consecutive forecast run, you're seeing the same area in these dark reds and pinks. Virginia, right where next to where that low is going, okay? All these heavy reds, pinks, these are all significant snowfall potential. It's definitely backed off a little bit, which is good because we want it to do that. We want it to back off a little bit because then it's maybe showing a little bit more accuracy. Euro yesterday, I think, was showing significant amounts across Pennsylvania. It's back down to about maybe 6 to 10 inches in that region now, and not so much, 12 to 18. So that might be showing that, okay, maybe it's starting to come together a little bit more on accuracy on snowfall totals. I would believe these totals a lot more than I would 2 days ago, which is exactly why we don't talk about that. Let's drop back to the Mid-Atlantic. Now, I know there are winter storm watches out. The National Weather Service has put winter storm watches out for this section here. And they are fully expecting this to verify on snowfall totals. They're expecting a lot of snow in here. I think the last time I checked, someone could correct me, but I think one of the National Weather Service's offices there in South Carolina are predicting like 8 to 12 inches in these higher elevations up and down the Carolina coast, okay? Or not coast, but Carolina region. This snow could also come all the way back to Atlanta. So pretty wide area of snowfall here, all the way up the coast. I would even say areas like maybe Virginia Beach, probably getting a little bit of accumulation, not terribly much, but it's going to transition to rain really quickly there in Virginia Beach. So another big question was the ice, right? Freezing rain potential. Where's the freezing rain going to go? How much freezing rain are we going to get? That was the big question, okay? And we do know that National Weather Service is putting out information for freezing rain potential. Tucked in here, this is probably, again, the third or fourth consecutive forecast day At least the third day in a row I've pulled this up and there's been ice potential there. So definitely a consistent basis every day showing freezing rain potential in here and ice accumulation. And that stretches all the way back close to the Atlanta area. Just, I would say, even areas like Augusta, Georgia, home of the Masters, right? If anybody watches golf in here, they're probably not going to enjoy their green jackets here on Sunday night because there's going to be a ton of ice there. This is not travel worthy. Okay. This is actually really, really, really bad. So if it verifies, I know there have been reports up to 1/4 of an inch of ice. Obviously, these numbers are a little exaggerated. Yesterday it was showing like an inch, which is good or bad. I mean, but it's good that it's backed off a little bit. Because I think this area right in here was showing like an inch yesterday, and that was way over. And I still think these totals are far over what they're actually going to be. I would say probably anywhere from 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch of ice should be expected in this region. And that is enough to cause serious travel hazards, right? You won't be able to drive. You won't be able to step outside unless you have lots of salt you can dump on your sidewalk. Otherwise, you're going to be slipping and falling and getting yourself hurt. And in icy conditions like this, if you get hurt, it's going to be difficult for emergency management to get to you because it's going to be really hard for any type of medical vehicles, police officers to drive on these roads. So please, please stay home, do the right thing, take the day off. I'm sure not a lot of jobs are requiring you to drive there, but of course I don't know what kind of jobs you guys working. I'm not even sure what you're talking about. Somebody's complaining about geography in the comments, but I'm not sure what they're talking about. Anyways, but yeah, so big time ice potential there. GFS. Let's take a gander at the GFS. Let's go ahead and go all the way to, we know the run is maxed. So the GFS on freezing rain, again, about the same location there across the Carolinas. It doesn't have it coming back as far like Atlanta, which is okay, I guess, if you live in Atlanta. GFS doesn't have it coming back as far west. I think it does come back far west. Let's go to the northeast. Let's go ahead and look at the precipitation type and rate going into Monday morning. What hour am I on here? I'm on 18Z GFS. So 18Z GFS still has a little bit inland, getting closer to the coastline though. We'll see how the next run does here. That's much better. Okay, so 18Z GFS, see how far different it is from the European, right? So this is a 988 low pressure off the coast of New Jersey compared to Euro, which was over here. About the same though, 988, 989 or something like that. Euro had it pushing up like this, and the GFS has it coming down as a coastal run. So the difference in that is snowfall totals will be significantly different, right? Let's see what it does on the next run here, 3 hours later. Yeah, see how far off the coast it is? 985 low pressure. That's almost like a developing tropical system, which is crazy. This is almost like a typical nor'easter. You get these coastal runs, and it almost forms like a tropical cyclone off the coast of Long Island, and then you just have a lot of snow being dropped across here. Let's just, for fun, take a look at the totals here. Total still shockingly inland. Makes you wonder. It looks like the totals are still shockingly inland, even though with the low being way out here, it still has the heaviest snow all the way up in the upper part of the states, which is really shocking. And now it has almost nothing up and down the East Coast here. Very shocking of that. I'm wondering if maybe that's a fluke. We'll see on the next GFS run if it maybe actually comes back over here, because that's definitely like a low pressure. It should be inland in my opinion. But this is, so either way you look at it, you have heavy snowfall up and down the northeast. pretty much in the same region on both GFS and Euro. So we'll see how it plays out. We'll definitely see how it plays out. Again, oh God, you want me to pull a Kuchera? Oh, okay, hold on. Oops, I should probably close that. Yeah, Kuchera always like just, is it pronounced Kuchera or Kuchera, something like that? Obviously Kuchera, I call it like the maximize snow event. Like it's just, it maximizes everything. Just tries to make it absolutely crazy. But either way you look at it, actually Kuchera actually looks pretty accurate there. Either way you look at it, it's the same area. And that's what we're focusing on now, is the region of heavy snowfall. Yes, I will pin the Discord chat. I forget to do that every time. So no matter what you look at on give me 1 second here. Let me get this. Invite people, copy. No matter what forecast model you look at, you're seeing kind of the same thing. You're seeing the same region, not same amount of snowfall, but okay. So the Discord chat is pinned into the okay, so Andy Jr. is asking a question. Andy, go ahead with your question, buddy. I'll look for it. But no matter what model you look at, it's showing the same path for this winter storm in the Northeast as of right now, and it's been pretty consistent the last couple of days. We'll see if it makes any sudden changes. We're, like I said, we're still 4 days out from the big show. Well, Friday, Saturday, I guess more like 3 days. How many inches will Dalton, Georgia get? I don't know yet. I think, hold on. I think, let's go to Twitter real quick. I think the National Weather Service is dropping information from that region, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go to National Weather Service Atlanta and see if they're posting anything about it. Assuming you live in the Atlanta region. So this is as of 3 hours ago from National Weather Service Atlanta. They don't have snowfall totals. Hold on. So they say the highest risk area and the darkest orange, up to a quarter of an inch of ice, in addition to 2 to 5 inches of snow in the dark orange region. So Dalton, being right here, is just outside that 2 to 5 inch region. However, they have this light orange going all the way down, right, to include Atlanta Metro, to include the Dalton, Georgia region. So I would definitely still expect a couple of inches of snow in that area. But for right now, they have it just about 1 county to your east for the heaviest amount of snowfall in the Georgia region. But like I said, I wouldn't rule out upwards of 2 inches there in the Dalton, Georgia area. It does say impactful accumulations of snow and or ice could occur. Travel disruptions will be possible. Please stay tuned for the forecast. So still waiting game there. But if you're in the dark orange there in Northeast Georgia, significant accumulations of snow and or ice are possible. Major travel disruptions expected. Power outages possible. But that heavy ice. Here's the winter storm watch. Just again about 2 counties east of you, Andy, there in Dalton. Winter storm watch goes into the Carolinas as well as parts of Tennessee. And that's so far all they have posted there. I think, what was it? National Weather Service Spartanville, maybe? No. In South Carolina. Or Charleston, see what they say. They're too far southeast. Okay. Doesn't go what the. Let me answer questions real quick. What is New York looking at? And for snow for upstate, a lot of snow potential up there. Has the National Weather Service State College posted any snowfall totals yet? Anybody from the Northeast seen anything from the Northeast National Weather Service offices about snowfall totals yet? I'll be curious to see if they've posted anything yet. Temperature will be in the high 30s. I think, yeah, snow could still stick. Just because it's in the high 30s in the air doesn't mean the surface isn't, in the 20s or teens. Tennessee, lots of snow potential. I'm just waiting for your guys' National Weather Service office to release some totals. Same with Charlotte, North Carolina. You guys have snow coming, but we don't. I think it's more of a ice potential there, though. No totals yet. Okay, so nobody's posting totals from the Northeast yet per National Weather Service. Okay. So if the National Weather Service, guys, isn't posting snowfall totals yet, I did read somewhere that they were not sure how much snow the Northeast was going to get. That's how uncertain, that's how crazy this winter storm has been, that nobody really knows the amount of snow that's expected right now. Even the National Weather Service offices are like, we just don't know yet. So it's a waiting game right now. Any snow for Delaware? I think the potential for snow exists in Delaware. However, it should quickly transition to rain. I think that's the big thing, because as this system pushes northeast, the snow will come through this region, but it'll quickly transition to heavy rain because the low pressure system is going to be over here. So whatever snow you get is going to be wrapped in front of that low, and then by the time that snow pushes northeast, everything behind that low is rain. So probably lots of rainfall coming towards the Delaware or Jersey region, and not so much snow. As you can see on this, what am I on Euro or am I on GFS still? I'm on Euro. Let's go to 10-1. So as you can see on the 10-1, there's not a lot of snowfall totals up and down along the coastline. It's pretty spread out, but the closer you get to that low, the higher the totals get. However, like I said, that'll transition to rain probably pretty quickly. Let's see. Can I total accumulated? Here we go. So here's rainfall amounts, right? So anywhere in these purple, this is just overall, I guess, precipitation accumulation, but all up and down this purple, this is all rain, right? This is all rain potential here in the purple region. So anywhere in here, you have the potential for some pretty heavy rainfall. It's over an inch. That's pretty good. That's really the thing right now is like you guys are getting more rain than snow, unfortunately. Absolutely. Anything could change. It's still unpredictable. That's why you haven't seen a National Weather Service. Yeah, I've already looked at 18Z GFS. That's why you haven't seen a National Weather Service office in the Northeast give any type of snowfall total yet, because they don't know. They just really don't know. Yeah, I wish I could. As crazy as it is, right? I'm not a huge fan of snow, so I'm decently okay with this. But the way the pattern is taking, right? So you get all this snow that's coming down through here, and then it races back up. I live right in here, so I'm missing just about all of it. So again, I'm okay with that, but it's pretty crazy. But here's the Midwest snowfall totals, which are pretty accurate according to the Euro. National Weather Service has about 8 to 12 inches potential in here. I have it listed as 7 to 10 right now, which is still accurate based on Euro runs. Matter of fact, I think I have. Yeah, I do. So here is the National Weather Service forecasted snowfall totals. This is not a forecast model. This is strictly from the National Weather Service. So you see that corridor of heavy snow there across North, South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa. And then it cuts off right as you get to the Missouri line, because that's when it starts to do its weakening process. But you can see areas of 9 pretty much right on top of Des Moines. Areas like Mason City, 8.5 inches. Looks like Minneapolis kind of dodges a bullet. Minneapolis, St. Paul. Sioux City, South Dakota, about 5.6. So pretty decent area, but look how narrow it is. There's not a lot of room here for heavy snowfall up and down this line of snow. So but this is from the National Weather Service. They'll update again tomorrow on this map, and we'll get a better idea of areas like western Tennessee and Arkansas. Yeah, I did see that. I saw the National Weather Service earlier. Let's pull that up just for fun, yeah? As I was talking about this yesterday, you guys may have saw it, you may not have. But yesterday, I was talking about how some media outlets tend to exaggerate snowfall totals, right? Networks like AccuWeather and Weather Channel make their money on exaggeration sometimes, right? Kind of getting people worked up about potential snow events that might not even really happen, right? So National Weather Service State College tweeted at the Weather Channel earlier and said the graphic you just shared on air of at least 6 in the last 12-inch storm may not have been accurate as it could be. It looks like you may have only sorted as for one-day totals. Most storms do cross into a second day, right? So they're pretty much saying that the Weather Channel last time pretty much called out the National Weather Service saying, oh, National Weather Service got it wrong. Well, not really. It's just the Weather Channel doesn't know how to look at 2-day totals instead of one day. So it's kind of funny. National Weather Service calling out probably the biggest meteorology media company in the game right now. So quite funny to see. And I had a pretty good response there on Twitter, 483 likes and roughly 90 retweets. So it's good to see because a lot of times those media networks, they really do tend to exaggerate. So it's good to see somebody putting kind of in their spot. So if you're just now tuning in, here's the National Weather Service hazards map according to Pivotal Weather as of right now. Here you have the winter storm warnings up and down portions of the northern plains and Midwest, dip south, and then you have random areas of winter storm watches, even including an area way up here in Maine, but that's for something that's happening right now. You have a large area of winter storm warnings and watches. You have winter weather advisories in the purple, and then randomly Illinois wanted to get involved, and they put a dense fog advisory out. So there's dense fog expected there in north central Illinois. But a pretty wide corridor here of winter storm warnings, and as that pushes down, it weakens out in this region, and it kind of gets its act together again across parts of Arkansas where there's a winter storm watch. It'll make that right turn with that low pressure down here doing one of these weird things. And as it gets towards the Carolinas, it goes up again, starts putting down a lot of snow and some ice. Would expect probably this to kind of maybe shift a little bit further south. I think the ice comes down a little bit and includes areas like central South Carolina, as well as maybe Raleigh, North Carolina. I think it'll extend up like that. But we'll see. We'll see, you know. All right, let's answer some questions. I don't plan on being on as long as I usually am. I'm probably going to go to the hour mark here, so about another 20 minutes or so. But I wanted to get you guys caught up on the situation at hand, what's coming at us, what you should expect. Yeah, there's actually a really powerful winter storm happening off the coast of the Northeast, and it's actually really powerful. If it were on land right now and then hit again only a few days later, that'd be crazy. Definitely would be crazy. CFS has a coastal runner. I'm not gonna lie to you, I hate the CFS Canadian. I don't really like it all that much. So I don't really look at it a lot. I mean, I look at it, but just not like, I don't take it serious 90% of the time. CFS does have a coastal. I'll tell you what, if it's a coastal runner, then I'll start looking at the CFS more. GFS does have it as a coastal runner now, as 18Z does have it as a coastal run, so that'd be kind of interesting. But it still has the snowfall totals tucked way up in the upper part of the states, in the same area the Euro has, even though the Euro is more of an inland run. So it's kind of weird. land and hit coast soon. And not soon enough, I should say, and maybe that's why. 8 inches of snow and 1/4 inches of ice. Yeah, it's possible in some areas. So that means that when they're out plowing the snow, as soon as the snow is plowed, that doesn't mean it's safe to drive on. You could easily have ice underneath it, which is going to be interesting for plow truck drivers. Those who go out and plow highways and everything, they're going to have a really tough time in areas that it's snowing and icing, because once they get that snow off, they have to be careful. Because then suddenly Chicago, anything accumulating. I think you guys have a flurry chance, but nothing major. There's not even winter weather advisories over there, so. Okay, that's a good point, Matt. That's kind of cool. So Matt says something to take note of. Monday's full moon with an inland track could cause a significant coastal flood issue with onshore flow. Pretty cool, right? When those low pressure systems are inland, it pulls bigger waves onto the coast. And with a full moon, we know that the moon controls the tidal waves. So that'd be something to think about too. Pretty cool thought process there. What do I think about Northwest Georgia? Right now, at least a couple of inches, but there are no winter storm watches there in Northwest Georgia. But still travel impacts are possible. So we'll update again tomorrow. If you guys aren't a part of that Discord chat, it is linked, or I should say it's pinned in the chat. You guys can join that, and there's different rooms in there. One's a general talk room. Here, I'll just pull it up so you guys can see it. So one is a general talk room. Here's our general talk room. I see people have already joined. And you get in here, you can just chat about weather. And then I have a forecast room, strictly for posting forecast updates. I have a YouTube updates room that posts when I'm going live. And then a merchandise room. You guys can buy merchandise and stuff like that on there as well. So feel free to join that Discord. We have a lot of people on. I think we have like 70 people now, which is pretty cool. It's absolutely free, no charge to you guys at all. Thank you guys for following me as well on Twitter. I don't use Twitter as much as I used to, but Abdul asked about West DC. So the DC area will probably be, as of right now, just looking at it, will be a heavy snow at first, and we'll probably transition into rain after that low goes through. That low is going to go pretty much right over Washington, D.C., so it's probably going to be a little bit of snow and then mixed precipitation, and then it goes into rain. Coastal Delaware, mostly rain for you guys. It'll probably snow at first and quickly change over to rain, and you guys have over an inch of rain possible in that region. Any ideas for makeshift sleds? No. I know. I guess you could just go down on your belly. No, I have no idea. I'm sure there's a YouTube video somewhere from that for makeshift sleds. Will Bowling Green, Kentucky get snow? Yes, I think they will. I think they'll get a decent amount of snow too. We'll see if they put out any winter storm watches in that area. I'm shocked there isn't one yet, but they might be holding off on that. Jackson, Tennessee is the same thing. I think snow will definitely accumulate, but whether it accumulates a lot or not is still up in the air. But we'll definitely have a better idea by tomorrow morning, because by tomorrow morning, I'll be getting up. I'll be posting more updates. If it's that severe, we'll go live in the morning. But I try not to go live in the morning because I know a lot of you guys work and won't be able to watch. So, but we'll probably do another video. If you didn't see the video earlier, I posted a forecast video on Facebook, or not Facebook, YouTube. Just like as a thing to do and like a quick explanation, instead of having to sit here for an hour on a live stream, you guys get a quick video there. 2 hours west of Washington, D.C. and West Virginia calling for 10 to 12. Yep, that would be about right. I know there are National Weather Service offices that are putting out pretty high totals in that area already. I think there's a couple offices, I don't remember which ones though, I wish I could, in the Mid-Atlantic region that already have snowfall totals out. I still think it's a little early, in my opinion. I think they should have waited till tomorrow, but I know that they're calling for upwards to a foot of snow in that region. Mostly because of the mountain ranges, I don't know where Oglethorpe County, Georgia is. Give me an idea of where, like, is it northeast of Atlanta or where's it at compared to Atlanta? National Weather Service Nashville did post something. Well, let's find out. Let's see what they said. Yeah, I like National Weather Service Nashville. I don't see anything. Well, hold on. Long. Okay, so National Weather Service Nashville does not have snowfall totals out yet. This says here our afternoon forecast update. Honestly, we don't know a great deal more than we knew yesterday, but we can tell you to be prepared for wintry weather starting late Saturday night. Maybe it says somewhere in here. It says this weekend continues to look snowy. I'll blow this up here so you guys can see it. Come on, computer. Today. This weekend continues to look snowy. But where and how much snow, that remains highly uncertain. So National Weather Service Nashville definitely does not have snowfall totals out yet. We're cheering that our forecast models are hoping they can start to align. As of this afternoon, they're still flip-flopping on the location, heavy snow amounts. What they do agree on is that someplace in Middle Tennessee could see around 4 inches. Again, could. They're not saying that's what's going to happen. Or more of snow. Just depends on the track of the low pressure system, which is commonly talked about, to our south and where the heaviest band of snow sets up. So what does this mean for you? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So that means National Weather Service there in Nashville has not released a forecast yet, but they're saying they could see upwards of 4 inches. So, but nothing confirmed yet from them. Thanks, guys, so much for joining. We usually have pretty much a solid 300 people or so watching at one time, so I really appreciate it. We're not going to be on that late tonight. I'm a little tired tonight. There's not much changes into the forecast. Tomorrow is going to be more of a live weather coverage type of day. We'll get online here at some point in the afternoon. We'll come live and we'll talk about the heavy snow coming down across areas like Iowa, because that'll be happening about that. I'll get to Memphis here in 1 second. Tomorrow we'll be doing more of live weather coverage, some live storm chasing from people in the field, as well as getting some Twitter, information. People posting on Twitter about the weather conditions out there, and we'll go live tomorrow at some point in the afternoon talking about that. Let's see if National Weather Service Memphis, Tennessee has posted anything yet. I think I might have already looked that up earlier, but I don't remember if I did or not. I'm not gonna lie to you, not a huge fan of National Weather Service Memphis. They have just bad reputation, I should say, not reputation, bad reputation of missing things. So hopefully they don't miss this. So, okay, so it looks like they do have something. So this is what National Weather Service Memphis, Tennessee has posted as of right now. This is Saturday afternoon through Sunday, which is correct on the timing. It doesn't zoom in on photos, of course not. So overall snowfall forecast. So it looks like anything in the northern portion of Tennessee, northwest portion of Tennessee, north of Jackson. Somebody was asking about Jackson, Tennessee. Somebody in here, hopefully they're still in here. Someone in here in Jackson was talking about Jackson. Someone in here was talking about Jackson, Tennessee. 2 to 3 inches is what National Weather Service Memphis has put out right now. 2 to 3 inches in Jackson. 3 to 4 inches up closer to the Kentucky border. Right there is the Panhandle, Missouri, 2 to 3 inches across the Boot Heel, Missouri. And then it gets less as you go further south, of course, you go into warmer air. But pretty much the cutoff here, 2 to 3 inches right along the Memphis region and north of areas like Jonesboro, Arkansas, 2 to 3 inches. Jackson, Tennessee, 2 to 3 inches. Covington, 2 to 3. And then like Union City, Tennessee, you're at 3 to 4 inches. Union City was almost hit. I think they just missed that EF4 tornado in December 10 and 11. But that's what National Weather Service Memphis, Tennessee is saying. Again, it's Memphis, but I think that's pretty accurate right now, 2 to 3 inches. That's why there's no winter storm watches quite out yet for that region. Just not expecting as much snowfall amounts. Let me shift down to that area so I can see what Euro is saying compared to what they're saying. So, you got forecast models like this. National Weather Service Memphis puts 2 to 3 inches, but you have runs, I think, on a consistent basis. Correct me if I'm wrong, those who forecast with me in my Discord chat. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I really feel like a lot of this region has been showing a decent snow event for the last few days. But right now, Memphis, Tennessee, National Weather Service has it only 2 to 3 inches across here. There's been a pretty consistent basis of heavy snowfall potential, not saying it's going to happen, potential across central Tennessee all the way back into eastern Arkansas. So we'll see how that plays out. Anywhere in the Northeast, anywhere in the Northeast, it's just kind of, it's up in the air right now. So Scranton, Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, College Station, PA, New York City, that whole region, we don't know yet. There's a lot of uncertainty. Even National Weather Service is putting out information saying we don't know yet. I saw a tweet earlier from somewhere up one of the National Weather Service offices there in the Northeast saying we don't know yet. So there's just a lot of uncertainty. So I can't answer any questions about snowfall totals up there. But if you're like upstate New York, northern New York, to central New York, you're probably going to see a lot of snow. We just don't know on the totals just yet. But lots of snow, definitely possible. Same with central Pennsylvania as well. Excuse me. All right, let's ask any final questions here. We'll wrap it up in about 7 minutes here when we get to the top of the hour. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know we weren't live as long. I'm just really tired for some reason. I can't even talk. Got up pretty early this morning. Started working on some merchandise. If you guys maybe want to think about purchasing some merchandise, you can hop in that Discord chat and I'll show you some pictures of what we offer, and I'll send you a link and everything. The Discord chat is pinned to the comment section. It's absolutely free to join. I think we have a little over 70 people in there right now that just talk about weather, especially on events like today. Thank you, Henry, so much for subscribing. On events like today, or not today, this weekend as a whole, we have a lot of people in there from like the Northeast and from the South that are talking about, hey, this is what we're expecting. I know there's some conversations in there, people like talking about what the National Weather Service is saying, and they're comparing. I have a couple of forecasters in there that help me kind of narrow down stuff and get that information out, who I will start broadcasting their names a little bit more on live streams as we go into the future, especially with this event. Probably this weekend, I'm going to ask a few of them if they want to come on and kind of talk and everything about the weather and everything. But thank you guys so much. Thank you, Austin, for coming in. Thank you guys so much for joining the Discord. I can hear the notifications of people joining in my ear from my headphones. So thank you guys so much for joining. Bartow County, Cartersville, Georgia. I don't know yet. Tell me where that is compared to like Atlanta. I'm not familiar with Georgia. What is my feeling on the storm in East Tennessee? I think you guys are going to get hammered. I think you guys will get a lot of snow, probably upwards to a foot across portions of East Tennessee. Even areas probably as north of like Johnson City maybe has the chance for a lot of snow. So we'll definitely see. Northeast of Atlanta, Gwinnett County. You guys are right now in the 2 to 5 inch range, according to your local National Weather Service office. winter storm watches are out for that area. And you guys even have the potential for a 1/4 inch of ice. That'd be my big concern, is that ice potential as well. Freezing rain will cause some serious issues there in Gwinnett County, Gwinnett County, Georgia. Central Virginia totals. I think they're putting out information up there, but I'm not gonna. It's gonna be a lot of snow, but I don't know if they actually have information posted yet. I don't even think Nashville. We just looked at Nashville, but National Weather Service Nashville didn't even have totals, right? Memphis has their totals out. Yeah, they don't. National Weather Service Nashville only has potentially up to 4 inches of snow. They don't have any confirmed forecast predictions yet. All they have is, hey, we might see 4 inches of snow. Memphis has 2 to 3. Zach, are they gonna better model us on the snow accumulation? Yes, it'll get better. The closer we get to any event, the better the forecast models become when it comes to winter. They start to kind of come together a little bit more. Unlike tornadoes, you could have a bad forecast model 3 hours before they start. With snow events, I think within the day or two, it starts to come together a little bit more. When's that storm hitting Tennessee? This will be Sunday. It depends on what part of Tennessee you're in. I think Western Tennessee is Saturday and Saturday night going into Sunday morning, and then Eastern Tennessee is Sunday morning all the way through Sunday evening, and then it's pushing into the Northeast by Monday morning. Newberry County, South Carolina, Lower Piedmont. Newberry, I don't know what that is. Lower Piedmont. Is Piedmont a city? Anywhere in South Carolina, I think, has the potential for some really heavy ice. What's the National Weather Service is there? And let me figure out. Hold on. Let me pull up National Weather Service offices in South Carolina. Columbia. Oh, that's the name of the freaking. I couldn't remember the name of the city. Columbia. In there too, and I couldn't even remember it. Let me pull National Weather Service Columbia. So this is something they just posted not too long ago. Okay. So not a lot of snow is expected in South Carolina, right? So only 1/10 of an inch down to the Columbia region, and then only an inch in the upper portion of their weather forecast region. And then I don't see Piedmont on here, though. I don't know where Piedmont is. And then you have ice potential, right? Being the bigger concern there in South Carolina. Definitely ice being the biggest issue there in South Carolina. Snow, yeah, there's potential for snow too, but you can drive in snow. You can't drive in ice. Stone Mountain, I don't know where that is. GFS model snow totals. I'm not pulling GFS. GFS is not aligning very well right now. I'll pull it tomorrow and show everybody if it's a little bit more accurate and consistent. It's jumping all around, and that makes me nervous. So, Roanoke, Virginia. I think the ice potential goes all the way up to Roanoke as well, but there is snow potential as well. You can see some decent snow as well as some decent accumulating ice as well. What is going on here? There we go. Yeah, GFS is freaking out. That's why I'm not pulling it. That's why I'm not talking about it terribly too long. It's all over the place. It started out when we first started pulling forecast models earlier in the week. It was like a low pressure way up near Canada, I think. And then it came back towards the coast. And then it jumped back inland, and now it's back on the coast. So it's kind of all over the place, and that's exactly why we're not looking at it right now until it kind of gets together and starts, maneuvering a little bit better. But all right, guys, any further questions you guys might have, join the Discord chat, hit the link that's pinned in the comments. It's absolutely free to join, and in there I will talk to you guys about upcoming or changes in forecast models. Anything the National Weather Service puts out will be posted in there. So please do that in there. But for now, I'm going to log off for the night. Probably go to sleep here soon. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. It means a lot to me. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you're dedicated and you want to become a member, you might absolutely become a member for $2.99 a month. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Until next time, guys, I'm Zach Walters.